I said one idea. Because I gotta leave.
Next time, don't bring me.
Mordecai's one idea.
It's one idea.
One love.
One idea. I'm gonna say. It's a small idea. A small idea connected to Mashiach. This small idea connected to Mashiach. We hear the stories. About the Jews. You think about the Jews in Galut for 2,000 years. The Jews in Galut 2,000 years all over planet Earth. The Jews 2,000 years all over planet Earth.
2,000. Wow.
2,000 years, yeah? We're talking about since the base of Mikdash.
I don't know what you're talking about. 3,500 years since the Ravina.
No, 2,000 years since the destruction of base of Mikdash.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're saying since then. Right?
Second one.
Second one. And so the Jews, different places. You know what? I'm going to pause there. Let's go to another story.
Okay. We're going back.
Yeah, you see how we're doing it? I got to pause you.
No one believes you.
So it says like this. They're going to believe soon. So it's like this. The Yam Suf. You heard about this? The Yam Suf. It happens. Yeah? And he said all the nations of the world saw the water in their cups.
Every cup.
Water in their cups split in half. The rivers in their community split in half. The oceans, everything they saw split in half. They didn't understand it. So who did they go to? They went to Bilam. All the nations of the world went to Bilam and they said, oh, what's happening? You know, I was drinking some water in my house and all of a sudden it split into two sides. Two sides are split. What's going on? And so what did Bilam tell them? Bilam said, the Yidden are going to be receiving the Torah. The whole world's changing right now. It's okay. Out of everybody in the whole world who heard this word, everyone heard. Only one person came to join the Jewish people. Yithro. Who was Yithro? He was Moshe Rabbeinu's father-in-law. So he had a personal connection with Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Okay, stop there. Let's go back to what we were talking about before. The Jews are, yeah, exactly. The Jews are all over planet Earth. in the diaspora, 2,000 years. 2,000 years. And what happens? They're getting kicked out. They built up a whole communities, whole countries. They built them up. And all of a sudden, the Goyim, they say, you know what? Get out of here. We want you out. Leave. Blah, blah, blah. So when we say during the times of Mashiach, all the worlds, all the nations are going to be redeemed as well. So how are they going to be redeemed? The Goyim are going to be redeemed by what they did against the Jewish people. All the suffering of the Jewish people is actually the nechuda of how the Goyim are going to be redeemed. Because how they treated the Jewish people is how they're going to say when Mashiach, oh, we were wrong. We were wrong. Look how we did with the Yiddim. If the Yiddim were never there, what would they do tshuva on? What would the Goyim do tshuva on? The Yiddim were never there and they never kicked them out. What would they do tshuva on? What? They had a live animal? They have a court system? What would it be? It's only through the suffering of the Jewish people that the world's going to be redeemed. You understand what I'm saying? One idea. Adam Rishon. The Zohar says that Adam Rishon got a book called the Book of Toldot Adam. This is like you say Yitzhak Yosef. Yaakov Yosef. He wrote Toldot Yaakov Yosef. So there was a book Toldot Adam. Right? Generations of Adam. So they said in this book, he got all the secrets of all the universe, how the whole thing worked. But what happened? He ate from the Tzedakah, and he got kicked out. He lost the book. So what happens? He does tshuva, he goes to the streams, the whole thing goes to water, the whole thing. So what happens when he does tshuva? He gets the book back. Who brings the book back? The angel Raphael. Why is this significant? Because this is exactly what the Yiddim did when they received the Luchot. They got the first Luchot. They got the first Luchot. The first Luchot. They blew it. They had the whole thing. Then Moshe Rabbeinu goes back up the second time. And he brings it back. Exactly like Adam Rishon. So what's my point? The Torah's emes. The Yiddim are redeeming all of humanity, even through our suffering, even through our mistakes. There's no mistakes for the Yiddim. It's part of the program. And so Elul is about accepting that the Yiddim can't make mistakes. The Yiddim is perfect. Even in our worst mistakes, it's part of the Geula. This is the Elul. We didn't make mistakes. We got to recognize it's all HaKadosh Baruch Hu's plan. The ego says we're making a mistake. That's great, God's plan. So the Yiddim are perfect.
Yiddim
are perfect. Elul reminds us that we're perfect. The whole situation. So this is the bracha. The bracha is that every avera we've ever committed in our life, we see it in the same perfection as the Sfatim against Yosef, as the tribes with Yosef, how they turned against Joseph, threw him in the galus. We see it in the same perfection as building the Egel. And we see our own averas in that same way, that it was all a part of bringing of the Geula.
What averas is talking about? Who has averas? Who's talking about, man? Oh,